I'm James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday, the 23rd of September. Yeah, it's hot again today, but down the line, we've got some big weather changes coming up. Rain chances going up, heat levels coming down. That's late this weekend and early next week. Potential for tropical issues in the southeastern Gulf. So let's get right to it. We'll take a look at the Skycam images first off, coming from Trussville. Chalkville Mountain Road, a few fair weather cumulus clouds, but so far really not much in the way of development today in terms of the cumulus towers. That's a Skycam at Guin up in Marion County. That little community was pretty much taken out by a huge F5 tornado during the super outbreak, April 3rd, 1974. Old-timers remember that one very well, like me. And down in Chilton County, that's the Clanton Skycam. Look at that blue sky. Not bad for a September day. Well, ridging is still in place, but again, you can see a strong shortwave in the northern branch up north. And we'll see if that can help us along with an upper low that should be developing northwest of the state by Sunday. Numbers this afternoon, mostly low 90s. And again, you can see numbers just coming down a degree or two every day. 92 for Birmingham and Anniston, Tuscaloosa 93. Numbers should be pretty close to that tomorrow. So understand the cooling will not begin tomorrow, but by Sunday, the numbers should be much lower. And boy, what a contrast. Yeah, it's hot here. We all know that. Nasty heat. Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky. But look up north. I see mid-40s at 2 o'clock this afternoon over North Dakota. Feels like wintertime up there. And we'll just see how much of that air can ultimately make it down here. Might take a while, but when you see numbers like that, you know that some good cool air is not that far away. Radar, pretty quiet today. Not much happening at 2:42, and that was captured. Severe weather outlook, rest of today and tonight, a risk of severe weather running from Kansas north up into parts of Wisconsin. Cities involved in that would include Des Moines and Omaha and Milwaukee. And the QPF chart, now the guys have shifted the axis of the heavier rain a little to the east of here. They got that axis running through parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. And this, by the way, is valid through Tuesday morning of next week, Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock. The amounts here are down to about 1/2 inch. But more than likely, that will change again as we get this upper level low. I think we see some pretty good rain here by Sunday, Monday, and maybe even Tuesday. Okay, tropical weather. First off, that little 10% circle, that's what's left of Julia up there in the North Atlantic. We've got Tropical Depression Lisa that's west of the Cape Verde Islands, and newly formed Tropical Depression 15 in the Caribbean. Not especially organized, but most models ramp that up into Tropical Storm Matthew in coming days. First off, a look at the track of Lisa. Again, just meandering slowly to the north-northwest, no threat to land. Matthew is the one that we're interested in, or TD15 as it is now, and you can see most of the models bring it to the coast of Central America, and a number of the models want to bring it right on across the Yucatan into the Bay of Campeche, but you can see we've had a lot of consistency in the idea of a north turn, and the Hurricane Center is going to agree with that. In fact, there's their track. They've got this thing skirting the coast of Honduras and Nicaragua, then moving into Belize as a hurricane with a north turn right up the coast. And again, I think that's very plausible, and that's going to put that thing in a position to wind up in the southeastern Gulf by the middle of next week. And there's the intensity scheme. You can see that some of the models ramp it on up to a pretty significant hurricane, but a number of them, it just drops off because they think it will be over land. It all depends on the interaction with land in the short term, but again, in the longer term, we'll have to keep an eye on this thing. Let's look at the GFS, see how it handles it. This is the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Still got ridging here, so again, no cooling tomorrow. Don't look for a big change. A lot of times people hear us talking about a change in the weather and they don't hear the time frame. We're talking late this weekend and next week. Tomorrow still low 90s, and again, there could be a few isolated afternoon showers and storms out there. Saturday, starting off the weekend, surface boundary eases in here, and that should bring a general increase in the number of scattered showers and storms. But again, we stress they will be scattered. It's not going to rain all day. Football weather, looking at that, looks like, again, for Fayetteville, for the Alabama-Arkansas game, they'll be in that nice, dry continental air. Sunny with upper 70s at kickoff. That'll be great. For the Auburn game at Jordan-Hare Stadium, take the rain gear. I'm not saying it's going to rain the whole time and they might miss the showers, but there's definitely the chance of at least a passing shower or storm during that ball game. And then Sunday, here comes our upper low developing northwest of us, and that should set the stage for increasing rain activity on Sunday. Hallelujah. That'll be fantastic. Again, in Birmingham, we've had only 0.05 of an inch of rain all month long. The GFS is printing a high of 84 on Sunday with the clouds and rain. There's Monday, the upper low near Memphis. Very strong upward velocity in the atmosphere. That should mean another wet day. Rain and storms likely. The high, 77 to 80, something like that. And it's not that the air is really cooler. It's just that we're going to have clouds and rain. And we'll take whatever we can get. Now, Tuesday, this run kicks everything out. The model is really struggling with run-to-run consistency. You know, the maps we showed you this morning had Tuesday as a very wet day. Well, now it's got us in a dry slot. And Wednesday of next week, we're bone dry. Again, let's wait on future runs before we jump right into this. The idea of that upper low kind of hanging around longer than this is very reasonable. This might be bogus. And then Thursday, here comes Matthew down to the south. We're dry if this is right. Matthew is coming over the western tip of Cuba. And on Friday, October 1st, you can see a trough over the east, the 588 heat bubble back over the west. And down below that, Matthew is very close to Key West, Florida. Could be a fairly significant hurricane at that point. We'll go to October the 2nd. It's moving right up through Florida. The thing is coming up toward Orlando. It's inland. And on the 3rd, it is just offshore, a little east of Jacksonville, if this is right. And this is all voodoo country. You know that. This all could change, but if this is right, the most significant rain would be well to the east of the state with this. And on the 4th, look at the trough over the east, October 4th. And down below that, Matthew is again coming right back up toward the North Carolina coast. I mean, this could be a problem for a whole lot of people. But around here, we're on the dry side. That good northerly flow, cool air advection, that looks great. Highs probably mid-70s and lows maybe getting down there in the 40s, pulling down some of that nice Canadian air. And on the 5th, Matthew kicks out, and we are very pleasant. We'll check the end of the forecast on the 9th of October. 588 ridge off to the west. We have a northerly flow aloft, but really no polar jet involved with that. And again, evidence of tropical mischief out there on the 9th of October. So, again, it's going to be very interesting to watch the weather here in coming weeks. Things are definitely picking up with all of this tropical action. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.